If you feel overwhelmed, let's say that you are writing your origin story and it is a sensational one, I know, but you feel overwhelmed. What are the words I should say? What can I include and exclude? How does my business differentiate itself? Here's what I suggest you do. Ask your child for help.
Welcome to the Mom Founder Imagination Hub, your weekly podcast to inspire you to dream bigger. Plan out how you're going to get to that next level in business, find the energy to keep going, and make sure your creative juices are flowing so that this way you get what you really want rather than having to settle. Get ready to discover how mom founders have reimagined entrepreneurship and motherhood. Ever wonder how they do it? Tune in to find out and stretch yourself by also learning from diverse entrepreneurs who might not be moms, but who have lessons you can tailor about how you can disrupt industries and step way outside of your comfort zone. I believe every mom's superpower is her imagination. In this podcast, I'm going to give you the mindset, methods, and tools to unleash yours. Sounds good? Then keep listening.
This episode is brought to you by my masterclass, How to Craft a Focused Year-End Networking Strategy to Build Profitable Relationships in 30 Days. It's happening on September 23rd and the 24th. You can check out the link and sign up right below, melissalarena.com/masterclass. Here's what I know, having been in business for 13 years, momentum. Have you ever noticed that it has the word mom in the beginning of it? Yet it's really hard to get and feel because we've got so much going on as parents. And the reason why I wanted to just share this masterclass with you is because this is an opportunity for you to understand what you as a mom founder can do to revitalize and re-energize yourself so that you could achieve your year-end goals, and also how you will want to focus your efforts to get the biggest bang for your buck, and how you can navigate something that pops up often, which is imposter syndrome, again, so that you are unstoppable. On September 23rd or the 24th, you'll notice there's a couple of options in terms of the live 60-minute masterclass for mom founders. You will have an opportunity to also, with me alongside, walk through this 3-step process that I've come up with that is part of a unique method called the Imagination to Impact to Income method. This method has helped me build profitable relationships and has helped me feel energized once I've done so, instead of totally and utterly drained. You know what drains me? This is what drains me. Figuring out algorithms for social media, total drains me. In terms of also figuring out, Facebook ads or quote unquote meta ads, that drains me. Also, traditional networking activities that are sleazy and transactional, another drainer. And I want to take you through my process of building profitable relationships in a way that you leave the experience feeling more energized, you leave the experience feeling more capable, and certain that you can actually implement the insights that I'm going to give you on September 23rd in your business and your life and produce massive results through the art of building profitable relationships. So I want to be sure that you sign up for that. It is free, it is an hour, and I want to give you a couple of ideas in terms of why you should. So this masterclass, what I've decided to do is offer an opportunity for those who attend live, very specifically. If you attend the masterclass live, you will have the opportunity to have my 30-day action planner and tracker. And here's the kicker with that planner that you get for attending live. That's all you got to do. Just show up live and you'll get the planner in your inbox. You will have an opportunity to map out your 30-day activities in terms of building profitable relationships, but also map out how you intend to refill your cup every single one of those days. And I see both things, energy in, energy out, as equally important, and seldom do we see it on one page. That's just part of the planner. There's more to it, but I wanted to give you that as a highlight. Also, for showing up live, On September 23rd for this masterclass, you will have a chance to enter a drawing and become a podcast guest on this very podcast. So I want to be sure that you have everything that you need. And to do that, go ahead to melissalarena.com/masterclass and you will have an email from me with your further instructions. I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and I am really, really excited and honored to be in your ears, or you're looking at me on YouTube, however you are consuming this content. So again, I hope to see you there. During the masterclass, you'll notice a couple of dates and you'll have an opportunity to sit there and really have the actionable insights that have helped me build out my practice for 13 years right there available to you within a 60-minute time frame. How's that? All right, hope to see you there. Thank you again so much. Bye.
Let's talk about overwhelm. I want to share with you how you can reimagine this idea that you can adopt a more playful spirit in your life, whether it's in business, whether it's in networking, or as a mom. And that is how you can nip overwhelm in the bud. And this is as we start a new academic year. Alrighty. So welcome to the show. I am Melissa, your host, and I am so excited about this topic. Here's why. When I have really, engaged in professional courses out there for creators, founders, entrepreneurs, whether it is, learning how to publicly speak or how to market myself, I have found that the missing part, the missing element of a lot of these programs, these business building or leadership skill building programs, is this idea that why can't we just be ourselves? Why can't we approach things with a certain degree of levity so that we can actually have some fun as we're building our businesses or we're just exploring and walking around this planet? And on that note, I want this conversation to be fun for you and fun for me in the moment, even though I'm the one right here with my notes. And if you see me on YouTube, maybe they'll come in and out of the frame, but I want you to really take off your shoes if you can, grab a cup of tea, and just enjoy this conversation for what it is. And it's this: it is a tool for you to actually get through this year in a way that you are unscathed and that you can really, really not any longer have to be bogged down by that feeling of overwhelm, because a lot of things are going to continue to pile up as we get into this new year, this new fall season in terms of our business. So on that note, let me just explain a little bit further in terms of where playing and this playful attitude comes into place in the way that I partner with moms who are founders of businesses. So I have a method called the imagination to impact to income method. It is through this method, I would say, over the last 13 years that I have been able to figure out how to really, really make a dent in my little corner of the universe. And when I've dreamt of, having big name guests on my podcast, I've applied this exact same method. When I wanted to become a bestseller on Amazon, I applied this same method. And those endeavors were very overwhelming at first. Why would they not be? These are really big undertakings, especially if you're a solopreneur and you have a team that is virtual and not an employee, right? So here's the thing. I would say that this idea of playing is one that is natural to my personality. And I really enjoy, I feel like it could cut the tension in any room when I go and I'm just myself and I share something that's relatable, or I talk about my life as a mom, obviously in a respectful fashion, given the topic of our, conversations will be business building, but it just really helps anyone with whom I'm coaching feel like, okay, I could be myself with this person. And I want you to feel that way. So here we go. When it comes to using your imagination to be more playful as you approach how you are going to handle overwhelm this new
fall season, I want you to really just hone in on the benefits and see if there's something that you really wish you could start feeling right now through the art of playing as a business owner, as a mom, even when you're out there networking with different individuals. So, the benefits of play. I know that there are so many articles out there in all of the best journals in the world that say that playing is beneficial to our children. It is how they learn, it is natural to them, and it helps them just stay very curious. But I have personally never, and for sure, please send me a DM if you have, I have not seen how playing benefits a mom. And so I'm about to tell you right now what I have realized over the course of the last 13 years, how it's helped me in my business journey keep overwhelm totally like away from me. So here we go. Benefits of play in business. And I'm just going to key into one benefit. As someone who has her MBA, you could take me out of B school and out of a corporate environment, but there will always be a presentation deck inside of me. So I'm reading from some slides. And so in terms of a group coaching program that I'm going to offer, and I want to just be sure that I grab your attention with this. So I'm going to do my best to make this as entertaining and playful as possible. Here we go. So the benefits of play in business. First one that really, really makes a big difference is that it reduces anxiety and fosters calmness. Have you noticed when you are really just focused, keyed into a moment with your child and you're playing with them? For me, for example, the other day we were listening to the song The Floor is Lava. And I'm not going to play it because who knows, if it's protected. But the point of the matter is, for me, I could have been just looking onward and seeing my three boys having fun, jumping on the sofa without shoes, of course, or I could partake in the adventure. And I decided to do that because it was fun. And I'm in the middle of a launch right now. And I decided that moment I needed to stop the overwhelm that I felt, i.e. code word anxiety that I felt by doing The Floor is Lava. And if you haven't checked out that video, absolutely go ahead and do so. But that is one of the benefits of being playful in terms of business. It's going to help you in terms of this anxiety that we feel, this like, I should be further along. I wish it was last week, but this much work had been done. I've got those same sensations, and being playful has helped me in terms of that. Here is a benefit of playing as a mom. And this is really interesting. So here's the thing. I believe firmly in my heart, down to my pinky toe, that our children are imagination experts in residence. Here's why. Because they're literally going to clock in about 10,000 hours by the age of 12 or so in terms of imagining. And why not learn from these wonderful individuals who are right there on how they are able to visualize completely random things, how they are able to, navigate the world and see things that we totally ignore and miss out on, right? And so why not leverage this opportunity of being playful as one where our kids can teach us how to live better lives? And if we do that, you know what it does? Our kids end up feeling confident. So that's the benefit, right? If all of a sudden we're taking a note from our children and they notice that we are doing what they're doing, then all of a sudden they say, holy cow, mommy's doing what I'm doing. I must have something important to offer or show her. I really think this is just the beginning of confidence building, and I think it's worthy of an exploration. So here's the third benefit of play. So we went through the benefits of play in business. Trust me, I've done my research. There are bullets upon bullets that I could share, but that's just one as far as anxiety. The second one is in terms of the benefit as a mom, which is you're boosting confidence in your kids because now all of a sudden they are your teachers. And the third benefit of play, and this is where it's unexpected and I've applied my method to the most, which is in helping mom founders build profitable relationships. So networking intentionally and unlike the sleazy traditional old ways of networking, this is where we go. So playing is going to help you be more adaptable. It's going to help you be more nimble. I once was coaching the CEO or Chief Growth Officer of City Bike. And she told me that the number one quality that is necessary when it comes to startups is this ability to be nimble. Why not play more? It is going to help you flex that muscle. So there's so many benefits to adopting a more playful spirit in your life, right? Whether it is in business, it is as a mom, or it is while networking or profitable networking. So how do you do it, right? How do you do it? Let's make this tangible, Melissa. That is what you're here for. And I want to give you some very practical ideas that you can execute on immediately so that this way you nip overwhelm in the bud. Please don't let this year be the same thing like last year and the one before, where you feel like your calendar is out of your control. I want you to have a tool to nip that feeling of overwhelm, and playing is a great tool. It is useful and it works for me and it's worked for my clients. So here are very practical ideas. 4 ideas for you. Are you ready for them? Alrighty. You don't have to take notes, but I do want you to just consider adopting some of these ideas. One idea, so that this way you can nip overwhelm in the bud. Let's say you feel overwhelmed. You have 16,000 emails in your inbox. And I'm just, speaking in terms of a friend. That's not me. So let's say you do, right? And you're like, I don't know which one to tackle first. And I feel overwhelmed. I feel anxious. One idea for you might be take your kids out to that science museum that is not far from your house. What you will notice is that you're going to be on a artist date. We can reimagine what these events are, what these experiences are. An artist date is something that Julia Cameron, who's quite famous for her books on creativity, mentions is assigned play. And it just exposes you to like pretty aesthetics. It exposes you to new concepts. If it's a science museum, you'll see how gadgets work and you'll be enjoying that time with your child. I'm not saying all out avoidance of your inbox. I am saying that you can absolutely, rather than being bamboozled by overwhelm in that moment of that inbox read, you can absolutely decide that you're going to opt out of overwhelm and you're going to take your kid to a science museum. And while you're there, this is the point of differentiation. While you're there, that is going to make you a better business leader because now you're on an artist date. Now you're getting new ideas. Now you might be able to imagine, how to, I don't know, incorporate your branding colors in the next Instagram post. So a lot happens when you're not thinking about your business. Isn't that funny? You get your best ideas in the shower. I'm not calling that an artist date, but I'm just saying. Okay, so that's one. Second way that you can play and nip overwhelm in the bud, especially as this year unfolds. So in terms of a kid, you have one because you're a mom. And I want you to just really think about this idea. So, you know how people say, tell me like I'm a 5th grader, tell me like I'm a 5-year-old? Yes, I invite you, if you feel overwhelmed, let's say that you are writing your origin story and it is a sensational one, I know, but you feel overwhelmed. What are the words I should say? What can I include and exclude? How does my business differentiate itself? Here's what I suggest you do. Ask your child for help. That's it. That's a simple, playful answer. Ask your child for help. Why does this work? Because they are that 5-year-old for whom you must simply explain your business. So why not try to explain it to like legitimately a 5-year-old and have them help you cut the fat out of all your language, right? I myself am definitely someone who uses big words oftentimes. And if someone doesn't understand me, I would like to know upfront. That is why you can absolutely turn to your child. If you feel overwhelmed with writing your origin story, as an example, they will ground you and they will say, Mommy, that sucks. They'll be honest with you. Or they'll say, what does that mean? And then you have to explain it in simple terms, which is perfect for web copy language. Okay. Third, very, very practical idea in terms of using play in order to cut down on overwhelm as you continue on this year. So in terms of cross pollination. Okay, so this is fancy and I'm so going to nerd out and I really hope that you still love me at the end of this, but here we go. Cross pollination has to be my world famous, most amazing thing in the universe. So when I was working in corporate America, or in corporations around the world, really, what I realized was that a lot of people who work on completely different things do not talk to each other. And I thought to myself, what if they did? What if they actually borrowed ideas from different categories, different countries, different industries? And that's, for me, it's always been a blast. And my goodness, to really nerd out, I even did an independent project on this idea of cross pollination. But I'll stop with the nerdiness right there. So here we go. What is it? How can you use it as a playful way to nip overwhelm in the bud? Quite simply, let's imagine, and you could see this in terms of, how you're tracking your Amazon book orders, or you could see this in terms of your search history. But let's imagine that you are really into gardening, and that is where you go to at Barnes and Nobles. You'll go to the gardening section every single time and take out those books. Here's where cross pollination comes into play. And this is how to, again, be more playful about the way you approach solving business problems. As an example, go to a totally different category. Go to a category that has nothing to do with gardening. Let me tell you, this has real business implications, and I count this as being very playful. So here we go. For example, one of the best Nike sneaker designers, his name is Jason Maiden. He actually would absolutely take out books in totally different categories than he was accustomed to in order to come up with better Nike shoe designs. And so that is where you get innovation. You're taking from one place and then you're just cross pollinating, kind of like a bee, and you are coming up with an innovation. Be playful about it. Beth Comstock, she went to Korea. She went to a K-pop concert for ideas on loyalty building efforts for GE. That is cross-pollination. Again, playful. Let's be playful about it and super practical. You don't have to go to South Korea, although you absolutely can. You can go to the library tonight and just get a book from a totally different category and just think in a different ways, fire off those neurons in different ways. And you're going to definitely bring a renewed spirit and like some fresh ideas to whatever business challenge or thing is overwhelming you. Fourth and final, here we go. How to bring play into your life. So there's this idea of growth mindset. And here's the thing, because I feel like sometimes, and me too, like I could be a hypocrite when it comes to growth mindset, for sure. For example, let's say there's a new platform. Do I really want to learn it? No, not at all. I decide to really be like fixed in my thinking when it comes to learning a new platform, right? I don't want to get on the computer. I don't want to know where you put the buttons now. I just don't. But growth mindset is something we can learn from our kids as well. Here's why. So they're learning all the time. They have to do things they've never done before because they just came to this planet. So it's so cool when we adopt the same practice of a growth mindset. So how do you do it? Super simply right now to nip overwhelm in the bud. Okay, so let's imagine that right now you are, trying to figure out new logistics this fall season, right? All of a sudden, your 3 kids are in 3 different schools. I send you my prayers if that's the case. But let's imagine. So you're feeling overwhelmed. You're like, you know what? This really bites. So you might want to, in the spirit of a growth mindset, in the spirit of being playful, honestly, just start listening to YouTube videos or watching YouTube videos. Again, I'm not saying procrastination. I'm just saying to kind of cut at that tension. Start watching those breakdancing YouTube videos, right? From the Olympics that just passed. I'm not saying that you're going to want to focus on the Australian breakdancer, although you're going to laugh, and laughter is a playful thing, but do something in that moment of, stress and anxiety where you don't know how you're going to get child A, B, and C to their respective spots, and then approach your logistics challenge. So these are 4 ways that you can use different playful methods to nip overwhelm in the bud. And I really encourage you to imagine this for yourself. I know that it's possible because I've done it myself and I have not let go of being productive. It is not so much a source of procrastination, because for me it's something that's just quick. It's like, okay, I'm watching a YouTube video, I'm laughing, and now I can get on with this logistical, challenge or whatever it might be for you. And for me, it's also where I find the balance, right? So if you are in a moment of a lot of stress and a lot of steps and a lot of moving parts to anything in your life as a mom in business, then it is really important for you to take a step back every once in a while. First, think about why you're doing everything that you're doing. And then second, think about how you can add some levity to that moment so that it doesn't feel so hard. Because here's what I know as far as entrepreneurship, you've got to enjoy the process. And that sounds so like, I don't know, sterile, but let's add some pizzazz to that. It is just a lot more fun and interesting if you adopt a playful spirit to anything that you do. And again, you know when you can be playful and when it's inappropriate. So you are way smarter. And I don't need to go there. But I just wanted to share this idea that adopting a playful spirit is a tool for you so that you can use it. And you have people around you, i.e., humans that are kids, who are really great at it. So why not leverage their expertise so that you can get farther and you could also be happier in the day, in the moment? So that, I would say, is something that is so important this year as you continue on with your business goals and you really want to end the year strongly. You don't want to end the year in a way that you're totally zapped and fried and not able to enjoy the holidays. No, you want to have a tool in order to nip overwhelm in the bud, because it is something that is so common in our mom life and our business life. And I want you to be able to have a proactive plan because it's so common, right? We know it's coming, so we want to be prepared, and playing is the answer. And that is what's helped me as far as having a coaching practice and having 3 children, and also having a podcast where there are so many moving parts. And trust me, this can be a source of overwhelm. And for me, I have figured out how to be more playful, such as The Floor is Lava. And I promise you, that is a really kick butt song. And I encourage you also to just imagine for yourself, like, what would be possible if you could do anything that you wanted to do without having to struggle with overwhelm. And I really do believe that while the world might suggest other options for anxiety and overwhelm, such as meds and all these other options, I do believe that we actually have some resources locked up inside of us. And so do our kids. So this is an opportunity for you to leverage this resource, this spirit of playfulness. And honestly, it works. It just works. It really does when it comes to business, when it comes to networking, and when it comes to my mom life. So here's something that I want to be sure that I always say. Okay, if you are watching me on YouTube, this is the moment where you absolutely tell me that you got value out of this conversation. Please hit the bell notification. You're going to then instantly get next week's video. Also, hit subscribe. That is going to make me so happy, and you can be playful about it. You can sing and hum as you do so. If you are listening to this, let's be official. Let's change our relationship status from just listening to following. Go ahead and click the follow. I would love to know that this is a nice weekly ritual for you. Again, mom founders, this is about our imagination. Playing is critical to our imagination. Our imagination likes to play. And this is a tool you can use at the drop of a dime the next time that you feel like you're on the edge of overwhelm. Thank you again. And until next Tuesday.